Why don't you introduce everybody?
Me?
Yes. Tell us. You say, hey, we're at the shop today.
Hello, everyone. We're at Dennis's and Bob and Dennis's shop today.
All right.
Yes.
What are they working on?
Multiple things.
Multiple things, to say the least.
Yeah, here's some.
So this is Dennis's project. This isn't the one that Bob was working on that we had been checking on. This is a whole new one, a different one.
This one is just its first trial fitting. We had to put the engine and the body on it to figure out where everything is going to be, and had to set. We made the mistake of putting the body on first and then trying to put the motor in without the firewall being cut yet, and it didn't work too well. So we finally got it all hacked up, and now we know where things are supposed to fit. So now we got to roll it out, take the body off again, completely disassemble the frame where there's just the frame rails, and take it and have it sandblasted and powder coated. And then he's working on the rear end housing out there. It has to be, we just scraped a ton of rust off of it, and he's putting some etching primer on it right now, and then eventually going to go to chassis black on it. We still have to mount the chunk in it and then put it back under this frame, and the new axles and bearings are coming. Got to assemble that, get it, or roll on all fours so we can roll it out and put it under the gantry crane, and take the body off again. And at that point, when he's disassembling the chassis, getting the motor out again, and I can start working on the cab, because I've got to build a firewall. It's got a 4-inch recess with an additional 2-inch recess for the distributor. It's going to be a tight fit, everything. We had to guess at assembling a lot of it, because it was just, there's no such thing as instructions for this erector set. And then I've got to build the firewall. I've got to build a floor with a 3-inch rise behind the seats in there. And I got to cut that one cross member out. It's got the strap around it, because it total bottom out, it interferes with the trailing arms for the 4-link. So that's got to come out, and then I'm going to build a 3-inch platform, raise that whole back section up 3 inches, so that when he gets ready to put his AC in, he can run the AC condenser under there, and he'll have plenty of clearance for airflow. Then we've got to guesstimate on how to do the airbags, because we've got mounts, but I think we're going to need a 1-inch spacer to get full use out of the bags. And a bunch of other engineering that goes into it, but it's one of them things that just takes time, because you have to, I mean, this body will probably audit off this frame a dozen times before we put it down for the final time.
Wow.
And the chassis is going to have to be completely disassembled after we got it all assembled. And now we got to take it apart, get it painted and powder coated, put it back together, and hope that we don't have to do too many cuts and gashes on it. All right.
Grab that end and set it on the cardboard.
Where you want to go with it?
On the cardboard.
Cardboard.
The end. Just the end.
Let me bend down.
Hey, I don't know.
It's etching primer.
That's so that if you have bare metal and you put regular paint on it directly, it will rust underneath and come through. This stuff, what it does is it's like an acid etch. It etches the metal and puts a primer on there so that when you put the final coat on it, you don't get any of that rust coming back.
Yeah.
Bare metal doesn't do well without a primer, and most primers are not etching primer. I mean, there's for putting over other paint and what have you. Anytime you go to bare metal, you need to have an etching of some kind. What you want to do?
I'm gonna set the rear end on these. Right here.
On there? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'll double check in a minute.